Hey, what's going on, everyone? I haven't done a video in a while, so I figured now would be a good opportunity since I just got my Fox Forge Kickstarter package in today. So I got several figures in there. As you can see, I sliced open the box already. This is some of the packing tape on the outside of the box. Pretty cool stuff. Really nice looking print there on that tape. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first off, we have this little care package here. Looks like a business card. We got a button and some stickers. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I've looked at the Kickstarter package deal. So let's take a look here. Let's open this up. Wait, was it already open? I think it was already open. Okay. Let's take a look here. We have, yep, these are stickers. Pretty thick paper here. Looks like 4 stickers. We got the 3 characters here. He's like, command, Fox Forge command, please come in. We have landed. Looks like Mars. Cool. What else we got? We have a business card. I love these, the matte and gloss combo people do on business cards. Fox Forge toys, forged with passion. I love that. So there's some of their information there. Very cool. And here's a button. That's pretty cool. I'd probably prefer a little bit smaller of a button. Like if they were to make it the size of that inner circle, I feel it's kind of like a Ramblin' Rod size button. If you don't know Ramblin' Rod, you're definitely not from the Pacific Northwest, because we had a guy did a kids morning show in the 80s, and they would bring him these buttons and he'd wear them on his vest, and he had a ton of them. So this button like this size it would be, but I personally like them a little bit smaller, but still a really cool addition, something they didn't have to do. But that's cool. Swag is cool, merch is cool, so there's that. All right, next up we have this, and I believe this is a poster of some sort. So, yep, there's a poster in there. Let's get that out of here. I need to open the other end and push it through. I don't want to damage it. Unless there's a way to open it, maybe start it. That, there we go. Kind of like, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those rolls you get, right? The croissant rolls and the French Italian breads you can bake yourself. You know, you pop it, scares the crap out of you when you hit that seam. Kind of like that. All right, there we go. That comes out much easier. Okay, we got Stardust. It's the Reaper Legionnaire. That's some cool artwork. You know, it has that very that oil paint kind of look to it. It's not just a like a vector graphic or just a digital. I mean, it's digital, I'm sure, but man, it's actually really nice artwork. Cool. So that's the poster. Also, we got ourselves a t-shirt. Dusk. Got the logo there. You know, I'm an apparel guy. I used to do graphic design and clothing design and apparel lines and things like that. So look at that. Fox Forge Toys Kickstarter back. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Now, what I would have preferred is this right here. It's kind of an iron-on technology where they could have done, at least went with like a direct-to-print kind of thing where it's a similar style of an iron-on, but it kind of gets into the shirt more. This is more on the outside. It's almost like a kind of like a patch kind of thing. Still cool. It's going to hold up pretty well, I'm assuming. But it'd been nice to see if it was a little bit different process. But the design's really cool. I mean, shoot, I'd wear that. yeah, there we go. So there's the shirt. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll show the characters I got. So these like artist proof style figures I'm a sucker for. I love these. As an artist, you know, as a customizer, my imagination just goes nuts, right? When I don't see a paint application or anything. So it's really fun to look at. And also, it really shows off the detail in the sculpts when there's no paint, right? So I'm gonna open one of these here in a moment, but I'm gonna show you which ones I got. So I got this one. I cannot remember his name. This one's gonna be, I'm not sure. Anyways, so we've got him. We also, did I get 2 of them? Yeah, I got 2 of these guys, which makes sense because one I'd want to open, probably one I'll keep closed. Open, I'll mess around with it and take a look, see what I can do with it, with one of them. Keep the other one, maybe trade it, I don't know. All right, I got 2 more. We got this one. Really, really neat that they did the limited edition. So it looks like only 300 pieces of this one. This is Commander Alder. I think it's he's the exclusive. He's got some scars across his face, across his eyebrows. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. There's that look. And I will open one of these in just a moment. And then last but not least, we have this. I love the black. It looks like it's kind of more of a, it's got a little more of a satin kind of finish on the paint. It looks shiny because of the packaging here. It's shiny, but give you an idea of the packaging. They have a little seal here. There's one on the bottom here. Got some information, some little warnings, choking hazards, etc. We got Dusk. A little bit of a ding there. That's okay. I don't mind. We got the logo. We got Fox Forge Toys. Really like that logo. This is cool. Dusk 8+. All right, let's get into opening one of these. I'm going to open the one of those artist-proof ones. We'll open this guy, and then I have my new Mortem Knight version 2 that we're going to see how it scales. This is scaled for Mythic Legions, and they're a little bit bigger than these guys, but I just want to see the socket capabilities of the neck peg and my sculpt. So let's get ourselves a nice little Spyderco plug. No, I'm not sponsored or endorsed by this manufacturer, but this has been a really good knife. Okay. Let's check this out, you guys. We got to check out some detail, some articulation, overall build, and compatibility with what I have in place. I'm assuming it's not going to fit super well, like the neck depth of the peg and my sculpt is probably not going to match up, but it'll be interesting to see. So we have the dual, I'm not sure what you call this, but the dual, not clamshell, but you know what I'm saying. Keeps the figure in from rattling around. They do some sort of vacuum seal. You can see it has the shape of the body, so like a vacuum form kind of concept, which is really neat. They could have just gone with this, but you know, the head and the weapons probably would have fell out, and that's not super cool. So having this ability to lock all that in is really cool. So Let's take a look. Let's get a little bit closer. Look at this guy. Yep, we got injection molding. Honestly, I wasn't sure if they were doing, I have a prototype, that's the 3D printed ones. I wasn't sure, honestly, if they were gonna release those as the finals. I don't remember in their notes if they were going to, but it was nice to see this is actual plastic. We'll take a look at the mold seams and everything like that. So let's take a look at this helmet. The hard surface modeling looks pretty good. There's the back of it. It's got some cool details. Like it's nice. It's nice looking. I'm trying to see, there's the mold line here, but it's been really well taken care of. A little bit hidden too. A little bit of texture on the back here. You can see that. There's the inside. So this is the helmet, it's not a head. So I believe this should go over his head. So we'll take a look at that. We'll look at the weapons real quick. It's nice, they're just laying in here. You don't have to pop them out, they're just laying in there. So here's the rifle. This looks like it would be on a slide. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just design choice, but pretty cool. Here's a peg right here, so I'm guessing it's probably gonna mount on his back. I guess we'll see. Here is the handle. Interesting trigger concept. Maybe more of a traditional trigger would have been cool. It looks like maybe that was going to be hollowed out at one time, at least maybe a previous concept, or maybe it's a lever. Maybe the whole thing goes back and that triggers the rifle. But super clean, super clean. And then let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this pistol. Pretty cool. Another peg, so yeah, either maybe, yeah, it's probably the back, I would assume. So there's that. Oh, that's cool. It's got the kind of barrel hole. Barrel hole. How about that? Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool designs. But again, this gray, you can really get a good idea of what the sculpt looks like. That engineering, the 3D engineering looks good. Like the panel lines and the plates, and pretty neat. Pretty neat design. All right, let's take a look at the figure. We have, do I have a tape measure somewhere? Hold on a second. I don't have a tape measure in here, but what we will do, we'll take a look here. So, right off the bat, we got a little bit of play in the torso. It's a little on the loose side, but movement's good. Kind of pops in. We got the standard pivot. A little bit of movement up and down. These are separate. It'd be interesting to see how those are connected. I wonder if they're just, I don't want to fuss with it too much, but we'll take a look in there in a moment. We got the standard movement there. Oh, okay. So it looks like that just pops off. I'm not sure where that went. Here it is. Okay. So yeah. Standard peg, and boom, snaps right in. So you got to be careful right about there. Once what was that range? Let's take a look at that range. So we get it right about there, and you can see that gap. Anything higher, we're gonna lose it. So right about there, we get a little bit of a pop. So the range of motion with these pads is going to be right. You can see it's going to stop right there. There's the back. There's the peg hole. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. Okay, let's take a look at this elbow. We have, looks like, here we go. Okay, so there's the bend of the bicep. That's as far as that'll go. I'm wondering what the purpose of this piece is right here, because it's keeping it, it's stopping it, the range of motion a little bit. But, okay, wrist, we got side to side. Okay, side to side this way, but no motion this way. How do you, okay, we got that. Because you can see the hinge there, but we don't have any up and down movement. So, okay. Okay, so got a little bit of a crunch right there, a little torso crunch back. It's pretty cool. The silhouette is nice. Chest, torso. This has got a good silhouette to it. This line right here, how it curves like that looks pretty cool. Nice and bulky across the shoulders. It's cool. One thing I was concerned about some of the earlier versions was this pelvic area and how the tops of the legs were gonna create this shape right here. They've done a lot better. Some of the earlier photos, this piece right here came way out. Like you can really, this upper part of the leg just didn't flow with this, so it looks a lot better these days. Here's the torso twist. We got, oh, there's a peg hole right there, so we could do pistol on the side, I'm assuming. We'll test that out here in a moment. So there's that. The kick, it's about as high as it'll go, as you can see. Kind of bottoms out right there. Let's take a look at the double joint knee. How far are we gonna get there? We got that kind of a bend, which is kind of interesting. Again, we got a gap there stopping it from there. We got a pretty good toe point. Swivels. It's got a it's got a ratchet feel. You can kind of see it. Boom, 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 like that. So that feels solid. We have a upper thigh pivot. The seam doesn't look too bad when you pivot it. It's hard to get away from that because this natural shape of the leg is kind of oblong, so you're gonna have that. You just can't get around it, but cool how they had the belt by the peg hole, so it kind of looks more like the weapon will be mounted on the piece. So that's looking pretty cool. Some more detail there. We're gonna pop that head off here in a moment. I'm curious about if these, I mean, I definitely would want to heat this up before I pulled it, probably. I don't want to pull on that and pull the foot off and break something, so. So yeah, there's, these, you know, are interesting. You know, these little pads here that seem to pop off when you get some range of motion when he kind of put his wings out. But it's got some cool articulation. Articulation, you like how I said that? I don't know. I mean, this is cool. This is real cool. Let's take a look at how this weapon would go, how the peg would fit, and That fits nice and snug. It's a good little bit of clearance there for the arms. Let's try this on the back. Obviously the same peg and hold design. I like these lines here. Boom, boom, like this shape right here kind of supports that design, those lines, those panel lines. Yeah, pretty cool. How does he hold? How well is the hold on this? So we have a couple different plastics here. We have a rigid, I'm not sure the name of this. There's a technical term for this plastic, the hardness of this, and opposed to like headpieces and anything that has friction, like this is the softer plastic, and obviously the weapons are the harder, but you need that, right? So because you want the flexibility of that material to hold weapons. So there's the standard hold. We have this hand that would come under. Let's see what kind of position we could get. Okay, since it's a pistol, we're probably not going to expect it to do like a double hand, although even though it does have like a grip there, there's not a lot of just the shoulder range right here on the inside doesn't give us a lot of room. I mean, we can do this, right? Now, I don't want to try to wrap that hand around that, but I just don't know if it would work anyways, but it kind of gives you an idea that how this would work. So more of a pistol grip and posture. Notice that there's no biceps pivot there. This came off again. So, but yeah, you're gonna have more of a pistol posture, pointing, you know, point one-handed. That's what I'm trying to say. Like a one-handed kind of view. And then, so plenty of options. I mean, there's a lot of options that you can do just with the single. But let's look at the rifle real quick. Fits in the hand really nicely. The wrist is a little loose. But that's okay. It's still holding tight. Okay. I think that the tough thing here is there isn't any swivels. There's no swivel. There's swivel here in the shoulder, obviously, but there isn't around the elbows or the forearm. So we're limited to the pivot of this right here. That's the only thing. And so in order for him to do, I'm not sure how you do that, to do a double-handed hold, which I don't know if these hands are going to accommodate the support of underneath the rifle. Whoops. Yeah, see, it's difficult when you don't, there needs to be some sort of a swivel here, right? Or within this joint here, or somewhere, there just needs to be this horizontal swivel, because we're just relying on it up here, that's all. And then whatever the angle of the wrist can go. So it's limited to that range. This is limited to that range. So putting those two pieces together, sure, we could get a hand in there like that. But it's going to be, that's not bad. I mean, that's not a bad look. It's just, we're not going to get an action, two-handed action shot where he's actually aiming and shooting, right? Like, it's just not going to happen. I mean, we would, if we had a pivot here, we could be full on, you know, maybe shooting around a corner. You know how you position your weapon out in front of you and you're going to shoot around something. You know, you can have that kind of look. Like I'm going to shoot over something or around something. And then kind of like in a standby pose. That looks cool. You know, you could do some things like that. Got some peg holes right here. Just noticed. I like this this design. These little circles here are kind of cool because it kind of goes with everything else. It kind of adds to it all. Adds to the same kind of shapes. I'm just kind of curious, is this peg hole the same as the... I'm assuming it would be. Yep, peg hole is the same. I wonder how this guy stands. Let's move this out of the way. I want to see how he holds up standing wise. How does he stand? Oh, he stands pretty good. He's solid. Real solid. Next thing I want to look at is, where's my chair? Okay. We got to take a look at how easy the head comes off and how it would scale to my fingers. So we got a double ball joint here. And there's the socket in there. So it kind of reminds me of the Mezco, kind of, you know, classic Mezco feel. We have, this is all one piece. So the neck is one piece. And then we have the ball socket. And I'm not sure if I can take this neck piece out. I'm not going to try right now. I might try a little bit. It's pretty solid in there. So we got this kind of movement there. The one thing I noticed here is I mean, it's got some range of motion here, not a lot, but what's happening is this jawline here is stopping it from making any much more movement. So I might have designed maybe more of a jaw, kind of come up and around to kind of give that movement. So heads come off really easy, so that's exciting to see. What does Mr. Old Mortem Knight? Oh, he looks kind of cool on here. Let's do this. Since we're going to use some of the blue tack and go boom, blue tack. The wonder material for mounting custom heads, blue tack. Looks kind of cool. Actually, this head scales pretty good with these. Could be like some kind of like a dark alien, gothic, like some kind of like a gothic space creature. I do have a sci-fi head I'm working on. That's going to be for the Cosmic Legions line, coming out, a little custom for it. That's Xenomortis, but it's got like, kind of looks like something from like the Aliens movies. But anyways, so this is how one of my head sculpts would fit on here. Doesn't look too bad. Looks pretty neat, actually. It'd be fun to paint this up, full body paint with this. So that's kind of it, you guys. It'll wrap it up for this video. little unboxing, little reveal of Fox Forge's Dusk line that just shipped. Just got mine yesterday. Lots of opportunities for customizing here. I really like these artist-proof gray figures. Just leaves a lot for our imaginations to do something with. And what I like also about this design is it's not so overly designed. It's a very, it's a good base figure to create some really neat customs with, especially with some of the sci-fi lines like Cosmic Legions and things like that. This body will be fun to do some head swaps on. And I believe, I'm not sure, I gotta double check. They're gonna be at Legions Con 2022 this year. I'm not sure 100% on that. You have to look it up. I'll be there, I'll have a table there. But yeah, that's it, you guys. This is it. This is them. They have arrived. One thing too I'd like to say is, whether or not you absolutely love these guys or you don't, one thing you do have to respect is they went from concept to full creation of their figures, and to have it boxed the way they are, to have so much thought put into a lot of the design elements of this, all the hard work they put into getting this thing into my hand, into your hands, is pretty amazing. That journey is amazing, regardless of anything. You know, whatever you think, that journey is just epic. But I like these dudes. They're cool. I mean, they get my imagination going, and inspires me to maybe create something soon, some customs with these guys. So anyways, hope you enjoy. Go check them out. Fox Forge Toys. This is the Dusk line. And be on the lookout. See ya.